Joining me today in this conversation about the new superintendent search is Media Relations Specialist Ashley Anthony. Ashley, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. I'd love to ask you some questions about the school superintendent search.
That's fine. What would you like to ask?
First question, what are you looking for in the next superintendent of HISD? What qualities must this person possess in order to be successful in an urban district such as ours?
Well, you know, we're the 7th largest district in the country, 216,000 children, all who have parents, and all who have certain expectations of their children's experience with education. So we're looking for a leader, a superintendent, that can communicate with all the different population representatives within Houston. Someone can work with the different political branches and arms that are here in Houston, along with all the business partners. So we need a person that can lead all these different factions to come together and understand that what we want to do is to educate all the children of HISD so they can be college ready, workforce ready, and ready to go into a global economy.
You mentioned the importance of involving parents and the community in this process. Why is that so?
They bring their children and choose HISD to send their children to school. And so we need to be able to understand what they want for their children and what we can do for them. It's a two-way communication, because just like a child at Christmas, I want all the toys in the catalog, but I'm only going to get certain things. So they have to be able to understand what the district can do for them, and we need to understand what they want from the district.
How have you involved the community in this process? I know that I heard there have been some community meetings, there's been an online survey. What have you learned from them about what they want in the next superintendent, and how have you involved them in that process?
HISD had more than 15 community meetings throughout the district at different hours, on different days. We had them in the evening, in the mornings, on Saturdays, so that we could try and get a good representation of all the stakeholders that wanted to come and give us input. What we were looking for are the characteristics, as you said, of the superintendent. We heard he needed to be a good communicator. We heard that he needed to, if possible, be bilingual. We heard that he needed to understand Houston and the community. We heard that we wanted someone from Texas, if possible, because Texas laws are a little bit different than other laws. We had recent legislation. We wanted someone that could hit the ground running. We needed someone that could understand what the children needed in all the different schools. We needed someone that could understand centralized budgeting and decentralized budgeting. We needed someone that could understand, there were over 3,000 different requests of what this new superintendent should look like. So off of those requests, we built a profile through our agency that's helping us select the superintendent on what the superintendent should look like. And off of that profile, then they went ahead and advertised for the position.
So have you found that talent? Has this position attracted what you're looking for at this point?
Well, we had 35 applicants.
Okay. Was that narrowed down?
It has been narrowed down.
Okay.
Of the initial pool, 29 were male, 6 were female, and they represented all of the United States. So from there, we've made a selection of our first pool that we are interviewing.
So where are we right now in the process? Are we in the interviewing stage, and what's next after that?
Once we've finished interviewing all our candidates, the board will get together and debrief, for lack of a better word, and we will talk about the candidates, the pros and the cons of each, and from there we will make a final selection of candidates for second round of interviews, and possibly from there selecting and naming a finalist.
What's the timeline for this process, and will the community have an opportunity to meet the finalists before it's announced or around that time?
We have a date selected
Okay.
for second round interviews. Once the second round interviews have been terminated or finished, then we will name a finalist if someone is selected out of that group. The finalists will be named, and we have 21 days before we can actually sign a contract with that person. So once he is named or she is named, then the public will know who it is, and if they have any questions or want to meet, then they'll have that opportunity.
Do you expect for this to be completed by the time school starts?
Hopefully, yes. We were looking for a July 1 naming date, but things happened to where we've had to push that further back. So hopefully we can have someone named by August 1st.
Okay, great. Thank you for allowing me to join you today and ask you some questions about the superintendent search.
Well, this is very important for the community to know, and I know it's been kind of not as public on the process, but it's all for the security of those that are currently in a position to where we wouldn't want to jeopardize their position because they want to come to Houston.
Great. And there's so much information I know online about the school superintendent search right now on our homepage. I think you can find more information about the superintendent search on HoustonISD.org.
Yes, and you can tune in at any time to find something new.